something to take into consideration when you're asking how often should I change my air filter. Number one, what type of air filter do you have? The type of air filter that you have in your system will determine how long that filter is going to last.
This is the Checka Pro Radio Show. Checka Pro Joe has assembled a team of pre-qualified home service contractors to bring you the latest in services, products, and techniques. Now, here's your host, the man with a hard hat and tool belt, Checka Pro Joe.
A question that crosses my desk a lot here at Checka Pro is how often do air filters need to be changed in an air conditioning and heating system? And that's a really good question. So I've asked an expert, Bruce Gammon, to join me here on the program from Gammons Heating and Cooling today to answer just that question. Hey, Bruce, how often do air filters need to be changed in air conditioning heating system?
Well, Joe, I want to thank you for asking me this really massive open-ended question.
I know it is open-ended, and I apologize for that. You know it's a frequently asked question. People ask us all the time.
They do ask us, and they ask our technicians, they ask our installation crews, they ask everyone in our office. It's a pretty commonly asked question. I'm not sure if there's a right or wrong answer to that, and I don't know what the right or wrong answer to it is, but I'll do my best to put some information out there on what I personally believe would be an answer that most people need to hear. So, number one, something to take into consideration when you're asking how often should I change my air filter. Number one, what type of air filter do you have? The type of air filter that you have in your system will determine how long that filter is going to last. And we all know we can go to a local hardware store or such, and we can buy air filters for 79 cents. You have a 79-cent air filter that's probably getting exactly what you paid for. And you also have filters that are as much as $35, $40 that are pleated. They do a great job with trapping particles. They last longer. They're very high quality. And those can last as much as 3 to 6 months, depending on the use. The other things come into factor is allergies, pets, the use of the home, how often is the doors opening, closing, what type of system this is, whether it's a heating system that is moving air throughout the home, whether it's a air conditioning system. Some people in Maine just have central air systems and their heating systems separate, which is wet heat or hydrophobic. Dusty driveways, how dusty is the house, a lot of sunlight brings in a lot of particles. So my true feeling is if you're operating your system year round, you have ductwork, I truly believe the air filter should be changed out 3 months with a good quality filter.
Yeah, and everybody, you need to ask your technician at Gammons. Because like Bruce said, there are so many different scenarios. If you have radiators to heat, but you're using a traditional air conditioning system, which is forced air through the home, well, then that's going to be used more in the hot months. And in Maine, it's not hot all the time. So it depends. And some require big media filters in them, some don't. You can get inexpensive ones like Bruce said. So really the best thing to do is contact Bruce and his team at Gammons. They will know the answer. Have them come out and take a look.
Absolutely. And one of the last things I would mention is, a central system that's moving forced air through it, whether it's air conditioning or heating, the ductwork that's on that system, that comes into play too. Now, if you have a system with ductwork in your attic or basement and the ductwork is not sealed and we're drawing air from that attic or that basement, probably not the best air to be pulling through that ductwork into that filter, and the filter's just not going to last as long.
Get a hold of Gammons. All of their contact information is in the description of this podcast. It's an easy click away, and I know Bruce and his team would love to help you out. Hey, Bruce, thank you so much for joining me today. Really appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you.
Checka Pro is your local source for pre-qualified contractors. Stay tuned for more of the Checka Pro Radio Show.